Hello, today I'm going to be doing my first tutorial, and it's on a Glock 19 Gen 4 by a request. So yeah, it's my first time doing a tutorial, so I'm probably going to suck. Let's see, you gotta find the Glock reference picture. Okay. So if you don't know how to model, you would press N, go over here, background image, add image, and then click that. I'll show you. Click the open, find the picture, and then you can press N again to close that. I'm gonna make this tutorial based off if you don't have a model already, because this would take me way too long if I was teaching how to use Blender as well. Okay, so let's see. I'm probably gonna start. I haven't made a Glock in a long time, so this is gonna be a little weird. Let's go to right here. Okay. Actually, let's not even do that. This is gonna be kind of weird. I don't remember how I did this last time. Okay. Okay. So I prefer using C over like some people like to select several vertices. I would press B and then drag over. But for me, it's way faster just to press C and do it. So yeah. Let's figure this out. This is also going to be a low poly. So yeah. Make sure everything's ready. Actually, I'm going to do a mirror modifier on this to make this easier. I'm only going to do mirror modifier on the hand guard, or hand rail, I don't know what it's called, it's just, I don't know pistol parts very well. Mirror. Okay, and the yellow clipping. Let's go like, I think that's good width. Okay. I do not know how I'm going to go out doing the... Actually, never mind, I'll figure that out later. But that's going to be low poly, so I will make this sort of... there won't be as much detail as you would see on a normal model. Why is... That's why that was messed up. Okay, there you go. I tried not to like use G because I haven't done that earlier, because I was practicing with some other stuff. But when you're making something that needs to look like very, like not perfect, but basically just perfect, you gotta, you can't really use G like what I was just trying to do. Especially if I'm gonna bevel this. All these. Okay, this is not even perfect. I'm trying to make this just low poly, like I said. Okay, no, let's redo that. There we go. Okay. And then let's enable snapping as well, and that's proportional editing. There we go. Okay, so that snapping allows you, if you hold control, you can select it to another vertex, or vertice. I'll show how that works in a second when this is done. I didn't even learn how to use that until very recently, so I don't know, it's really handy. But you will have to remove doubles once, you know. And what am I doing? Gotta rotate the y-axis. Okay, and then let's do this. This is not a very good... If this is used in a game, you may want to spend a lot more time on this. If you want it to like just have one for practice, or if you want to like rig it and make an animation or something, this would be pretty good. Okay, so for snapping, you'd select the two vertices and then you'd press G to move them, and then hit Control on the new vertex, and then it should connect both of them. And then same for these, G, connect, and then remove doubles on the left. There you go. So, is this thinner? Yes, it is thinner. Actually, I didn't even need it, you know, because there's a mirror modifier. That is very thin. This is odd, I don't know why. Okay. And then let's go down. I've gotten a lot better at modeling since the last videos I've been posting, so yeah, I don't know. I've practiced a ton. What did I do here? Remove doubles. There we go. I don't know why there was... Oh, never mind, I know why. I extruded and I didn't move anything. But yeah, I have practiced a ton since then, and I'm currently also working on a game. If you're interested on being up to date with that, it's called Strive. I can leave the channel link in the description. Where did this come from? Oh, there. Okay. Is that's odd. Not, wait, what am I doing? Okay, let's not do this. So let's put this like really close. Okay, and then let's select this. Let's put one right here. There we go. So you loop cut right there with Control R, if you did not know. This is, I don't know what I'm doing with this right now. I mean, this works. And then, I mean, I might as well just, let's move this loop cut. There we go. And then let's and let's G, there we go. It's not remove doubles yet. Okay, and then let's okay, now let's remove doubles and let's there we go. Remove doubles one more time, and I'm going to limited dissolve these vertices with X. Dissolve vertices, not limited dissolve, just plain up dissolve. Okay, that was. This looks okay. And let's move these vertices back as well. There we go. That is pretty good. Okay, that was the thing I was working on earlier that did not really work very well. Trying to learn how to model creatures, which is new to me. Glock 19. Okay. So then for the handle, okay. I'm actually gonna move this in a little. Oh shoot. Scratch that. I'll figure this out. Okay. So, okay. What about bevel? Bevel would work really well. Bevel. If you don't know how to do that, you'd press start speaking fast, if you'd press W, and then this special thing goes up. I think there should be a double right there, so remove doubles. Yeah, there's a lot of doubles from that. Okay, and then let's that's good. And then bevel one more time. And if you want this to look more high poly, then you could let me show you what to do. You would bevel, and then you would change this up to 3 or 4, for example. I'm actually going to redo both bevels to 2 loops instead of 1 because it looks a lot cleaner. Although it would be considered less low poly, but we can fix that later on with a technique that is very handy. What am I doing? I'll just remove doubles later, so it's okay if this is a little messy. Let's go on to 2. What did I just do? There we go. Remove doubles. Okay, but one more time. Let's not do that for it is. That looks better. It's still not very round, but you can change the bevel loops to your desire, or change how, like, remove a loop cut right here, like which I left there. Okay. For the trigger, you will press Control S to cursor to center, then Shift A and add a cube. If you're new to Blender, make sure not to be in edit mode when you're adding a new item, unless you want it to be in the same like object, or I'll show you what I mean. So if this is in edit mode and I add a plane, they're both cube 1. I don't even know what I just did. Okay, and if I'm not in edit mode, they're different cubes, or different plane, or whatever. Okay, for this, I'm going to, let's see. Also, to prevent your, what is this called? I forgot what it's called. The origin, make sure that you're in object mode when you move your cube or whatever mesh you're using, because then your origin will be off where it was before. And if you accidentally did it, you can also press Control Shift Alt C, and then origin to geometry. But you have to be in object mode. Okay, for this trigger, I'm going to let's pull this up like right here, and extrude from there. Okay, and then scale on the y-axis. This is a very odd trigger. I don't know why it looks so thick. This is odd. I don't know why it's so thick on this gun. I don't know if it's normal or if it just, this picture at least. I'll leave it how it is though, just because, you know. Okay. So then Shift S, cursor to center. And then let's add the upper receiver or slide, I don't know what it's called in a pistol. Okay, so for the slide, we are going to get a cube and then move it up, and then from the bottom, all in one, or all with at least 4 vertices, do this. Press 3 on the numpad or keypad, S, Y, and then reduce this down to a teeny bit bigger than the lower receiver. I need to get that name correct. Okay, and then put some points in some important spots. You also need to put a point, or yeah, loop cut right there-ish. You guys can look at that. Okay. So now, if I do this correctly, hopefully I do. No, I did not do that correctly. Okay, let's move this there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, this is looking good. And then select all, remove doubles. Okay, and then we can also, just on this side at least, raise these. And then, actually no, on both sides, sorry. Why am I doing this? I'm messing up horribly. When you're doing something like where it slants up, on a gun especially, you need to make sure to add a loop cut at the bottom and the top of the slant. And then like over here, no, I'll leave that how it is. And then now you can add one more cube. Cursor to center, add cube. Depending on how you want to do this, whether it's gonna be animated or not, I'll make this so it can be animated correctly and stuff, just so it can help you guys more. Okay, I'll put this like a little bit to the side of each, and then I'm gonna extrude up, or actually I'll drag it up, and then let's remove one side, make it very thin. And we can, I'll leave that, there it is for now. And then just bring it all the way down to here. I don't know the insides of a Glock 19, so this is not how the, whatever that's called, should look. But, for what we're doing, it should do the job. Okay, then we can move this loop cut down to this. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then let's put it in a little so you can tell that it's, you know. And then you would select these vertices and then extrude to about there. And if you don't know how to do this, you can do it down here. And you can do wireframe like that, or you can press Z. So now you have this, yeah. Okay. Now if you want to add these, I don't know what these are called. These are these ridges. It will increase your poly count. But if you want more detail, you can add these. Actually, let's redo that. I was doing that poorly. Let's see, right there. It's a little hard to see because this picture is pretty low res. Can't speak. Okay. Yet again, sorry if you hear background noise. My little brother is playing with something. Okay, and then let's go to face select mode and nope. Actually, let's go to C, click C, and then select these instead. Okay. And then if I extrude and go Okay, that works. So, okay, there's some ridges. That's okay. Okay. Now, for the iron sights, let's see. Go back to Vertis. I've not made these in a long time, so I might have to look at a picture of iron sights of a Glock. And when you're sizing it, make sure you size only in the x-axis, or whatever axis you're doing, unless you want everything to actually get smaller. I learned that hard way, because you know. Actually, let's lower that down again. And then let's press 3, or 3 and then 9. Let's limited okay, so select everything real quick. Press X and limited dissolve. So now only the vertices that are required will be kept. For example, like just before and after, the vertex count, or where is it? The try count is 758. Limited to dissolve 286. That is a very large, you know. I've gotten like several hundred or even 1,000 tries gone from limited dissolve. And if you're going for that low poly look, or at least keeping it low poly, that helps a ton. Okay, so now that vertices right here that were gone, that we didn't, like, that weren't needed, we can do this in that perfect center. I normally just guess with this because it doesn't have to be perfect, really. So I just loop cut there, and then I extrude it. It's really more of a guessing game, unless you actually are trying to make perfect, and in which case you can use a reference picture of a actual iron sight of a Glock, or whatever gun you were making. Okay, I will not be texturing this in this tutorial, but I mean, if it's requested, I could. And then I could loop cut what is happening. Okay, loop cut. That is weird. I cannot loop cut right now on this. Okay, this is not very normal, in which case, if you're doing this normal, you would extrude the back like this, like I just did. I'm actually gonna backtrack a little before I went to dissolved, and I'm going to extrude again, just the bottom of this. So I'm gonna do like this, and then over here I'm gonna do this, and then now I'm going to limited dissolve. Okay, so now I can finish this. Okay. Sorry for the mess up. When you're modeling, it's really just trial and error. Like, you'll mess up a lot, and you'll get stuff correct a lot, but yeah, I've made so many models that have just been not how I wanted them to be. Yeah, you need a lot of patience to do this. Okay, and then I don't even know if this should have been. One second, sorry, this is really dumb. I will. Okay. It's okay, sorry, this is the final backtrack. Okay, so you need to, the correct way to do this would have probably been dissolving those, and then not dissolving those, dissolving this. Nope. Okay. How would you go about doing this? Yes, like I said, this is all trial and error. This will take a long time sometimes. If you're lucky, you can get a model done in like 45 minutes. Sometimes it'll take you 4 hours. Like so far, this is only 30 minutes, which is pretty short for us being almost done. You know what? Just for this, I'm going to, I'll do something else for the front sights. Okay, sorry for this being like the 10th time doing this. X, limited, dissolve. Okay. Okay, that is finally done. Okay, so just for this, I'm going to actually add a cube to make the front sight, because this is a very different situation that, this isn't very common. Because the barrel's going to be there, we're going to make this as high as we can. Okay. Yeah, normally I would just extrude similar to the back sight, but for this I will add another cube because of our case with, us not be able to add loop cuts over here, and the old one having us not being able to put a loop cut in the perfect center. Losing my words. Okay. Now, I'm going to press 3 and then 9 3. And I'm going to press L to select this whole entire object, and then S, Y. And then lower this to however you want to, or however it's supposed to be. I'm just going to keep it like this. And then I'm also going to make it thinner, like this, sort of. This probably is not the correct way that it's supposed to be, but that's how it's going to be for this. And then now, finally, okay, for the barrel, we are going to add a cylinder, rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees, and then you can press G to move it around, and we can make it smaller. I keep pressing H instead of G, which is supposed to hide it. Okay, so now it's about the right size. That's good. So now we can drag this back as far as we want it. I'll probably just go like back here. And then now we can do this, select this whole entire circle, press E to extrude, and then right click immediately. And then S, scale it in about here. Either press E one more time, right click, 1, and go to wireframe mode, and drag it to the back. So now that you can see through the barrel. Actually, you will not do that yet. My bad. So at first you'll just drag this back, select the upper receiver, and let's see. Okay, sorry, space out. You're gonna select the slider upper receiver, whatever it's called, Boolean modifier, difference, select the cylinder, and apply. Now, if we hide this, there's a hole. And then now if we want to make it so it works for this piece, we need to do the same thing, Boolean difference cylinder apply, and then there we go. Now make sure there's no like messed up stuff. Okay, so now we will make the hole in the barrel by pressing Alt and right clicking one of the vertices or in between some, like this. E to right click, or E right click, scale inward, and then there we go. And if you want to make the barrel a different length or like width, that can take some experimenting. I think that's a good size. There we go. That looks pretty good, I think. So now, like, when we rig this, if you derig it, it looks better. Or like it works everything. I'm actually gonna make the barrel go back even farther because, yeah. Okay, I don't know. That's yeah. Okay. Anyways, cursor to center again. And I'm going to add one more cube, one final cube, almost done here. And then we're going to make the magazine. And depending on how you want this, you can either make it more realistic or make it straight up a rectangle in the shape of a magazine. For this, we're going to make a somewhat detailed one. Let's make it scaled on the y-axis so it would fit. Okay, and then now we can't really see the magazine, so it's more of just guesswork. I'd like go about this far. I don't know if it's correct or not. If there's a magazine on the reference image you use, then you know. Yeah, also, this image, if you want to get this image, it's like one of the first images for Glock 19 Gen 4 on Google. I should just be like, scroll down for like 5 seconds and you'll find this. Okay, so you could just finish off like this with your mag, or you can edit it a little. So in this case, I accidentally didn't do something correctly, so E, right click, S, Y. There we go. And then this can be also good enough, but if you want to go even further, you can make the top like an actual magazine. Let's do center mass. Oh, okay. Idiot, sorry for your background noise. So I'm gonna add loops, and then select the outer two, then extrude, right click, drag up, and then do it one more time, or left click, sorry, and then now you can press S, Y, and then kind of make it like this, and you have a basically just a normal magazine almost, but if you want to add bullets too, you can do that. Bullets are really easy. You just add cylinders, then add one more cylinder, and then make the end round. But I'm not going to do that in this. So then basically just move this up, and voila, you have a working Glock 19, which I'm actually going to make wider because that is very thin. There we go. That looks okay, I guess. So there is a finished Glock 19, I believe. And if you want to add more detail, you can just add like, if you want to add this, you could easily add that. Just add a cube, shape it how you desire, and you know. So yep, that is how you model a Glock 19.